Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily show, exclusive interview. I'm here with Rassie van der Dussen. It is true, he is here. It wasn't a hoax or anything, guys. He is really here with us. I know you guys have been waiting a long time for me to get Rassie on the show and talk to him, and it's his debut today, officially, I would say, because I have interviewed him before, but it hasn't been on the Daily Show quite yet. So this is basically the Daily Show debut for Rassie. So I'm very excited about this one, guys. Get involved in the comment section, smash the like button, do all of those type of things. It's very important that you click that notification bell because that's how you get updated when we go live. So click on that notification bell for all future videos as well. Get your questions in the live chat. I can't guarantee you. We only got a limited time with Rassie tonight, so I can't guarantee that every single question will be answered. But if you want your questions to get answered, please get involved with the super chat, and then I will be forced to ask Rassie the question. But I'm going to hit this, start this one with all of you guys. So let's get into it. Welcome to the show, Rassie. Great to see you. How's it in England? How are you feeling after the ODI series and the tours that you've been on, etc.?
Yeah, thanks, Khalid. Yeah, it's been pretty good. We've been here for almost 3 weeks now, so build up to the ODIs was good. We were really good at some times in the ODI series, and then really bad in that one batting performance in Manchester. So it's a pity about the rain in the last one. I think we were in a good position there on a tricky pitch. So yeah, it would have been we would have got a good total there and definitely put them under pressure. So yeah, but other than that, all good. Apart from the heat wave, the weather has been all right, and yeah, the boys are looking good.
Yeah, that must have been crazy to experience that heat wave. That was the hottest temperatures in England history. I mean, what were the English public like if you got a chance to actually see them in action? Because I saw quite a few funny clips online of guys getting into dustbins with ice, etc. So, what were they like? How did they handle it?
Yeah, look, it was quite interesting. We were up north in Durham, which is traditionally quite cold. I played there in a 2019 World Cup match, and it was absolutely freezing. So, yeah, the locals weren't too used to that temperatures. I think it was about mid 30s to high 30s. It wasn't that bad for us. But yeah, there were some people sent home in the crowd for the heat stroke, and yeah, it was still pretty hot. So, but yeah, you could see the people weren't used to it. It was quite funny.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. So let's get into the crux of this particular interview. I've been doing a lot of research recently. My writers are doing the same thing. We're trying to figure out for the next issue of the magazine um, what it's like to prepare for overseas tours specifically. So I think you're the perfect person to talk to because I mean you've obviously experienced domestic cricket and then got your call up quite late. So you obviously would have seen everything. So from everything that you could possibly experience. But can you give me some insights into your preparations? I want to know what Rassie van der Dussen thinks about before he goes on a tour. Like, what is your thought processes? Do you go to the nets regularly? What is some of your routines that you do to prepare yourself for an overseas tour?
I think in this instance, for example, we were quite lucky. We came out about 10 days before the first ODI, so we had a week and a half to prepare. Yeah, we had two warm-up games, and then obviously some training sessions as well, which helped a lot. These days with the schedule and the way things are, uh, we're not at home a whole lot. So the time you do spend at home, I sort of try and just switch off, stay away from cricket, and try and refresh mentally. Get spend some time with the families, have a few braais. Just get away from the game because when you're on tour and when you're in it, it comes thick and fast. And having the luxury of 10 days uh, before our first official match here in England, it gives you enough time to just touch up on your conditioning firstly, um, and then also get used to the conditions. Sometimes you don't have that luxury. You have a few days in a country, and then you sort of need to start preparing and start thinking about the opposition you're going to face while you're in the other country or while you're at home or but for this one, we had 10 days. We had time to sort of sift through their bowlers, get used to conditions, get used to the weather. Again, get time on the legs in those two warm-up games, which is also vital. So that's how generally I try to approach it.
And how much help do you get from, like, for example, the franchises on giving maybe help in the nets or tips, or do you ask your coaches as well for some aid on giving some insight into that? I mean, obviously you do have the national coaches, of course, which are going
Mm.
to obviously give you your insight. But what sort of help do you get from the franchises?
Yeah, I mean, where I'm at the Lions, they've always been very forthcoming in terms of facilities, and if you need nets to prepare, and you need the gym, or you need the field to do your thing. They've been very helpful in terms of that, and they're quite understanding. I think the thing is that everyone's sort of in it for the greater cause, whether at the franchises, or I've also had some preparation at Supersport Park, which is obviously the Titans ground, and I play for the Lions, but sort of people see it in a sense of it's for the greater good. You're preparing for a Proteas tour, and in general, before a tour, there's so many hands that want to help and see if they can be part of that. And I mean, I think that's in our cricket community. It's a really great thing for a player.
And with regards to recreating conditions, like especially if you're going to go to an India tour, for example, or the subcontinent, of course, it's a lot trickier. But also with the swinging conditions, obviously in England, generally speaking, we hear about those type of things. I mean, obviously it's been a bit different, maybe in recent times with that we've seen with regards to the Proteas. But from recreating those conditions, can you do that, and how do you go about doing that in South Africa?
Yeah, there's ways of trying to emulate sort of those conditions in our build up to these three ODIs. For example, we spent a lot of time on the bowling machine from a left arm seam point of view, getting the ball to swing, playing late and playing straight, and that's the benefit we have these days of knowing the squads and the players we're going to come up against. So you try and emulate it as much as possible. Obviously, the facilities determine what you can and can't do. In England, general, they've been very good with regards to facilities. So you can sort of have a plan for your training, a structure to your planning, and really try and tick all the boxes in terms of what you're going to come up against. Sometimes in the subcontinent, or some of the smaller nations, if I can say it like that, with respect, you are challenged in terms of facilities. So then it becomes more of a mental preparation, and you sort of got to just mentally grasp what you're going to come up against, and sort of prepare in that way. But again, in England, we've been really spoiled with facilities.
Mhm. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, let me get into the live chat because I know people have been asking. I don't want to hog all the questions over here. So this is about the fans and the fanatics out there. We've got Lawrence Bailey. Rassie, please take us through your mindset when you go into bat. Do you have a set Rassie way, or is it dependent on the situation you come in at? I like the way they use your name as a almost like an adjective.
Yeah, it's generally, I started my career as an opening batter, which you then have to sort of suss out the conditions. But in the last 5 or 6 years batting, and well, not opening the batting, you get an idea of what the conditions are doing, what the ball's swinging or moving, if they spin or not, and so you go in with a sort of understanding, or you try and get as much of an understanding of the conditions before you go in. You try and take as much info from the guy that's in, and from there it's basically just a clear mind. We have certain blueprints and strategies that we want to follow as a team, but also as an individual, you have your game plans. You know which sort of balls you can score off, which balls you can attack, and which ones you need to be wary of. You also sort of try and reverse engineer from an analytics point of view what the team is going to try and do to you. You look at the data and sort of trying to figure out what the opposition bowlers will try to do to you, and you take all of that into account. And when you're out in the middle, you just got to be quite clear in terms of what you want to do, your intent, your body language, all those things comes into the equation. So when the bowler's running in, it's sometimes quite tough to sort of grasp all of that and try and form that into some sort of action. But that's where the mental preparation comes in, and it almost becomes second nature then.
Hmm. That's interesting. Okay, we go on to Ashwani. He says, one question for Rassie. In India series, you played a child exceptionally well. Are you prepared against them, or you're naturally good against spin?
I think for me in the last few years, batting in the middle order, I've had to put a lot of time into playing spin. I used to open the batting early on in my career, and then in general, especially in South Africa, you came up against a lot of seam bowling, so you sort of can tick it over against the spin. But coming into the middle, sometimes you need 8, 9, 10 runs and over, and you need to have the ability to sort of take the spinners on. I think a lot of credit must go to Mark Boucher and to Justin Simmons, our batting coach, for sort of giving us the tools to take on the spin. Low risk options, higher risk options, strike rotation. It's all a skill thing, and we put a lot of time into that in the last 2 or so years, especially with the World Cup last year in the UAE and the World Cup next year coming up against India. So it hasn't always been a strength of mine. I don't consider any sort of bowling or whatever a strength of mine. It's an ongoing process of the work you put in, and but yeah, I've put a lot of work into that, and yeah, it was pleasing to see it come off.
We got this a couple of more questions, guys, for Rassie before he has to go. Lorenzo says, Rassie, currently it seems that we are struggling when we chase totals, especially in ODIs. We seem a lot more comfortable setting totals. Is that a pressure thing, or what is it?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. It can sort of be a pressure thing sometimes. You know, when the scoreboard is telling you what rate you need to go at, but I think in a T20 game sometimes I prefer chasing, because again the game situation tells you how you need to go about it, and what sort of risks you need to take, and what you how you can manage the innings in a chasing way. Look, there's always pressure in international cricket, whether you're batting first or batting second. I don't necessarily think it's a pressure thing. I think it's maybe just yeah, it's just how it's worked out in the last few series for us. But it is something that we have looked at, and I suppose the challenge for us going forward is to sort of just keep to our blueprint that we have, our batting blueprint of scoring about 300 plus if the conditions allow, and sort of apply that whether it's batting first or second.
Mm-hmm. This is an excellent question. It's from Mohammed Amin. He says, Hey, Rassie, huge fan. For my question, I want to turn back to the first T20 against India. We were chasing a huge total and you took a while to get going. What goes through your mind in those type of moments?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's sometimes you know in that if I remember correctly, in that match, I was at the IPL for about 2 months and didn't get a lot of playing time, a lot of time in the middle, and sometimes it's tough to replicate that match intensity and pressure in a net situation or in a training situation. So going into that match, I didn't have a lot of time in the middle, but I felt I was batting well, and it was just one of those. It was a weird sort of innings. I hit a few fielders, and then especially in a T20 game, chasing. You know, the pressure's on if you face a few too many dot balls. And the challenge in that situation is to not just give it away. It's to sort of try and firstly, if the guy on the other end is going well, it's bat in a partnership and sort of try and get him on strike. But also sort of just try and clear your mind and stay in your game plans and try and execute them. So sometimes it comes off, sometimes it didn't. In that innings, I was lucky. I got dropped on about 30, and that sort of seemed to just be the moment that I needed to kick on, and from there I could get a few boundaries away and hit a few sixes. So sometimes you just got to fight through that little patch that you have, and trust that your game plans or your strategies that you have against the opposition is going to come off at some stage, and not just softly give it away.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so finally, there's two questions, exactly the same questions from Trevor Dixon. He asks your thoughts on the new T20 league, as well as Liabona, who asks, do you think we can realistically create the second best league after the IPL?
Yeah, it's obviously a very exciting development for everyone involved in cricket in South Africa. I think we can definitely be the best league after the IPL. If you look at the depth and the talent in South African cricket, yeah, as a player, it's really exciting. We've had a few leagues that hasn't quite got off the ground, which the quality, especially the MSL, was really up there. And going into this new league, hopefully, if we can sort of just tie up all those loose ends, I think from a player side, it's going to be great. I think there's going to be real quality of cricket with I think 4 overseas or something along those lines in each team. And it's just really exciting. I think it's great for the sustainability of cricket in South Africa. A lot of money being invested into not only the teams but in all structures in cricket. And I think yeah, in the coming years it's just gonna grow, and everyone involved in cricket is gonna reap the benefits.
Rassie, thanks a lot for joining us. I know that you have to rest for tomorrow's game, etc. So good luck for that, and thank you a lot for joining us on the show and giving you insight. Please come on the show again when we can have a little more time with you and we can get all the fans to ask you questions. But thanks a lot and good luck for the game.
Thank you so much, Khalid. Next time we'll have some more time. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Good luck. See you.
Cheers, man.
See you. So, guys, that's our interview with Rassie van der Dussen. I'm so sorry I couldn't get to all of your questions. We had a time limit on this particular interview. Obviously, with Rassie playing tomorrow, they need the rest, etc. They've got a lot of things that they have to do, team meetings, all of those type of stuff. So we only got a 15 minutes with him. So I'm really, really sorry that we couldn't get you all the questions. We heard Rassie say right now that he will come on the show again sometime and give you guys extra time to ask questions, etc. So I gave you as best as I could. I tried to ask as much as I could. I also had to think about the magazine and that coming out very soon. So I need Rassie. I want Rassie to be on the cover of the next issue because we haven't yet put him on the first ever issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine. We had him on the cover, and we never did anything else after that. But I tried my best, guys, to get to all of your questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of them. But next time, when we do bring him on again, I'll try to get him again after the series, maybe, and then we can maybe have a longer chat with him. I'll discuss that privately with him as well. But guys, let's just update you on different things that has happened. That's the end of this particular segment. So we could basically just actually upload this as a separate part of the interview. But let's get into some of the thoughts that David Miller had to say, because he obviously gave his press conference earlier today, and he had some things that he had to say to all of us about captaincy and some of those type of things. So let's just read that out to you guys. I'll try to get that on the screen for you right now. Um, let's do this. Let's do this. I want to share it also with you so I can read it with you guys. Lorenzo saying Rassie just confirmed what we all expected, that we struggled chasing totals. That's a concern, to be honest, and definitely something to work on. And it definitely is. And I love how honest Rassie always is. Whenever I talk to him, he always very 100% honest with us, and he gives us the truth and what he really feels. So let me read some of this for you guys. First and foremost, I want to just put it up on the screen. There were some awesome quotes from the standing skipper, um, who spoke to us, of course, or spoke to the media, of course, about the game. It is on cricketfanaticsmag.com, as you guys can see. So if you guys want to go and read the article, you can. But there are a couple of quotes that I would like to read over here, particularly about him standing in for skipper Temba Bavuma. He says, I have captained a few times in my career so far, and what I have learned is that things do get a little bit crazy and frantic out there. He told me that it's just about having your clear plans along with staying as calm as possible. I've already done it a bit of prep, and hopefully we'll be nice and prepared for tomorrow leading into the next couple of games. That was some important quotes over there that I really enjoyed. He's taking this captaincy role seriously. Of course, he has to. But I mean, it is something he's done before. He has some experience in it. So we're looking forward to see what David Miller can do as a captain. Um, Keshav Maharaj led the team in the series, in the ODI series, and now Miller has stepped in for this one. The standing captain um, admitted that Pavuma's unavailability was not ideal, but felt that provided an opportunity for others who had performed well domestically to stake a claim in the national setup. It does come quite a challenge when there are injuries and stuff, but it's part of the game. And for the last year or year and a half, we've got together a squad that we're pretty comfortable with at the moment. So with Temba not being here, it doesn't really help, but it does allow for us to get closer, look at the players around the country leading into the World Cup. So those, if you want to read the other quotes as well, guys, then get involved on cricketfanaticsmag.com. That's where you'll find those. Um, but let me get some of the comments in the comment section and see what you guys have to say in the comment section. What did you think of the Rassie interview? Did you guys enjoy it? Thank you for bringing on the goats, says Mohammed Amin. That was great, Khalid. Ashwani saying it's great. Ashwani, brilliant question. I completely agree. SA is too light on a lower order batting. Um, Predicting starting 11 for tomorrow. So my predicted starting 11 would be Quentin de Kock up top with Riley Rousseau, 3 Rassie, 4 Aiden, 5. I would put David Miller ahead of Heinrich Klaassen in the order, but okay, David Miller, Heinrich Klaassen, or Heinrich Klaassen, David Miller. I'll go with Dwayne Pretorius, and I'll go with Dwayne Parnell, Lungingidi, Anrich Nokia, oh no, sorry, KG Rabada, sorry, and then um, I'll go with Shamsi as the spinner. So that will be my lineup. Rassie is our best batter currently. Khalid interview with Tian van Vuren. Okay, I'll organize an interview with Tian van Vuren sometime as well. So, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I know it was a short episode tonight. I really wanted more time with Rassie. There's so much questions I wanted to ask you, but I had to centralize it around the magazine, of course. I wanted to bring it live for you so you guys could get some questions in. Next time, if you want your questions to be definitely read, you need to get involved with the super chat to get that done. But thanks a lot for tuning in. I know it's a short episode. We'll have a long chat tonight, tomorrow evening after the game, of course. So stay tuned for the review of the match. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to smash that like button and comment and all of those type of things, please. That's very important too. Share this with all your friends and family as well. We want to get this to as many people as possible. Um, I tried to interview Riley Rousseau before. I've messaged him and asked him. I'll try again. Now that he's in the Protest camp, it might be a little bit easier for me to get hold of him. So I'll try that also as well next. Let's see if I can organize that. I'll try my best, guys. I'll try my best. We are trying to create the best content in cricket in South Africa. Let me know how we are doing on that, guys. You guys also help with that. So that's why we ask you guys to get involved with the Patreon account, because you guys also help us create better content. The more patrons we have, the more we grow, the better interviews we can get. So please get involved with that too, please. And there's also a PayPal account for you guys to give me some donations or donate anything if you want to as well. Um, yeah, guys, thank you a lot for tuning in, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow with a review show. Um, Take your Red Bulls, drink your coffee. It's going to be a late night. Let's have a nice long discussion tomorrow and have some fun together. All the best good luck to all the Proteas that are going to be playing in the match. We hope that we can beat England. Of course, we don't want to be sitting around here and fuffing around with England. We want to beat them every single time we play them. So go. I hope that all the players can do so. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Peace.